He's, you know, mainly him and Sinner put me on, but it was mostly through Retina. I feel to answer the question, he was just like I feel like he maybe, I don't know if he saw something in me, because like my shit was whack at the time. You know, I was doing like those letters I was telling you that Creature gave me. I was doing the symmetrical fucking letters and like more like, I don't know, b-boy graffiti or some shit. You know what I mean? Like not like I didn't get skinny and have fat like portions in my letters or whatever, or they didn't bend a certain way, like, and or have this technique, like dirty technique. I was still trying to I was just doing the formula, that the basics. You know, you do your sketch, your fucking fill, and then you outline it, or you know, whatever, or do your backgrounds and you start outlining it. I was painting like that, and then the LT, like I was seeing these dudes doing the fucking outlines first. And all the fucking black, all the 3D like in there, or all that shit's done, or like that's what's on the wall, and then filling in with buff or spray. But like it was like the buff that was inspiring and like jaw dropping. You know, like, oh shit, like I see other cats use buff before, but like Sora would use buff, but he would like make it look like it was like spray. Like you couldn't tell it was buff. Like there's no drips in it. And he was like, well, he had like sick ass, like it looked like jungle green. He's like, oh yeah, you don't even know where to get jungle green. He would tell me like, I got the hookup on the jungle greens, but it was fucking buff, you know.
When you say buff, you're talking about roller paint.
Roller paint, yeah, house paint. Yeah, so like I was like, oh shit, like just seeing like it was all backwards. Like if you look at the old Retina, the old center pieces, like Braille, you could see like J-Rock, you just see like the fill in is coming up, is popping off, and the fucking outline is behind. You know, it has a certain look, you know.
Definitely. Now, you join KOG, just a crew full of all-stars, full of legends, no doubt. One of them being the legendary Ayer. Do you ever meet him or come across him? And what was that first interaction like, if you remember?
You know, yeah, I met him. I got in KOG in September of 1998, and that's the same month he passed, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was. I met him, and I was probably in the crew for a week, 2 weeks at the most, three at the most, and then he had passed away, like shortly after I got in. I want to say that I did meet him once at a Sinner's pad. Sinner used to have these sessions like at his house, like in his back house he had like a studio, and like it was like during the week, like a Wednesday or some shit, like come through and fucking just bring your sketchbook. And it's like he had a sign making company, so they had a big ass table in the middle, and everyone was just sitting around there. I'll never forget, because I came with a fucking shitload of beer, because the train yard I would paint at was a Coors layup. They would fill up the trains with beer right there, like the Coors, it was not just Coors, it was just the Coors was the main factory, but there was all kinds of beer. I remember it was Newcastle. I brought like all these cases and shit, and then at the end of the night, they didn't tell me in front of everybody or anything. It was just like, hey yo, like next time fucking leave the beer at home. Like it's just fucking like just sketch and just smoke weed and fucking sketch. I was like, and to me I thought that was dope, because they just were, you know, wanted everyone on a fucking, don't get too high, you know, don't get too fucking drunk, you know, alcohol, it affects everyone different. I kind of felt like an ass at the time, you know, like, oh shit, but then at the same time I thought that shit was dope.
You're now in KOG. You're still bombing Creature's letters, but when do you discover your own style? After joining KOG, what takes you to that other level?
That's a good question. I feel like it took a while for me to be like maybe like confident or comfortable with my style. It took some years, but maybe a big part of that could have been my insecurities. But like when I got into KOG, this is something that was told to me that I'll never forget and that I remember, and I took that with, and I that's what I did. Like that's what I try to do and make and to develop my style. And that was Rena was telling me that He's like, man, you in the crew now, you know. It's like, so like when you in the crew, it's like we all gonna go eat at a table. We're all gonna go out to eat, all you can eat fucking buffet, you know. Like over here you got fucking you got your hamburgers and shit. Over here you got your authentic Mexican food. Over here you got Chinese food or whatever. But it's gonna be the homies fucking style. It's like that's fucking J-Rock's over here. This is fucking Air. He's fucking Sinner, Retina, Braille. He's also, you can go grab a little bit of all that shit and fucking grab yourself a plate, you know, and then like. But add your own little flavor to it too, because you can't come to the table empty-handed. So like that's what I did. I started like gravitating towards fucking whoever shit like I liked, you know, or like influenced by, and like a lot of it, like at that time it was Retina, fucking Air, Taboo. I feel like Braille. Those are like probably like cats that I was like a Sinner, you know, but like there was. To a point where I knew I can't touch that shit. Like I'm not like the level of they're way ahead of me, you know, steps ahead of me, you know. But then at that same time, there was clean. Like the way he was bombing, it was just more like a bombing style, but like the straight letter, like and that shit was fucking just as fresh. But you know, they're getting down on the fucking the fillings and the color schemes,